Meet Dr. Onen, a trailblazing individual from a small town called MOKOKCHUNG with a PhD in early modern Indo-European history and a thriving career. Dr. Onen now calls Germany her home. Through her videos on her YouTube channel, Dr. Onen, she shares valuable understanding on achieving financial stability and self-reliance, empowering her audience worldwide. Today, Akashwani MOKOKCHUNG is pleased to have her with us for a thought-provoking interview. Well, her inspiring story is a testament to hard work and determination, and we surely believe this interview would open eyes towards steering life with purpose and precision. We warmly welcome you, Dr. Onen, and we sincerely appreciate you taking the time to speak with us despite your packed schedule. And it would be a pleasure if you could properly introduce yourself about you, your childhood, and your road to Germany to our listeners.
Thank you so much, Senti, for this precious time. I am so privileged to be part of this interview. Thank you so much. I was born and brought up in MOKOKCHUNG town, and I just turned 40. I'm away from MOKOKCHUNG for 8 years now. As you said, Germany is my second home because I keep coming to MOKOKCHUNG at least once a year. And you must be curious what I'm doing. So I'm first an academician, but I have also taken this plunge to go into marketing. And so now I, with another person, we are helping some companies in Germany. And I have this channel since 2 years now. And there, as you say, I talk about finance, career development, also a little bit of my experiences in Germany. I made a channel to help myself, first of all, to connect with the Nagas, because in my channel I mostly talk about for the Naga youth and also in Nagamis. And I hope that I'm inspiring through my videos. So yeah, I'm very, very privileged to be here talking to my people in my own town. And if you're curious, then you can look up in my channel for more details. So I think that's it.
Congratulations on your 40th birthday. And I recall a quote from my boarding days, and it says, "Young at heart, if you stay, each day will be a happy day." And you're radiating that positivity wonderfully. So your YouTube videos on financial literacy, self-reliance, and resilience are super inspiring. So what drives your passion for sharing these topics, and how do you hope they impact our youth?
You must be thinking, like you're 40, what are you doing, opening a YouTube channel? But I think one should be aware that there is a creator economy that's growing. And since I have a lot of experience, been thankful to have had a lot of experience around the world, starting from studying in Delhi to going abroad through scholarships. So there I learned a lot, and I thought I could really give something to my people. And I think I've really never gone away from Nagaland. So I have a deep feeling for the people of Nagaland. And so my passion comes from seeing how lack of financial awareness, it can limit our potential. And so that is one thing that I thought could benefit my people. And so my experiences as a student, as a mom, as a person that lives in 2 countries in a way, I wanted to share that, my learnings, and also obviously my regrets. I have some regrets. I'm a person, everyone has regrets, and I want to share that as well, because if I do that, maybe some people will make lesser mistakes, learn from my mistakes, from my channel, and maybe save 5 years of their time. So I thought that could be one. And so working abroad, I learned that people are very financially sound. Of course, you're talking about a first world country like Germany, so most people are financially sound. But I think even students, they already start working from an early age, and they already think about future, about long-term plan. And I was quite amazed. But I think personally, I was also, quite good with money because my mom's an accountant. I keep talking about that as well. And I saw her building for their retirement through their own hard-earned money. And I learned a lot from them. And also being one of the eldest in the family, how to be responsible with money, because things were different back then. And I had another 3 siblings who went to college. So all of these experiences made me realize that I could really do something and give out to my people. So I think I hope to inspire our youth, Naga youth, to become more confident and also to be independent and prepare for real life challenges. Because when you reach your 30s and 40s, things are very different. So I hope that I inspire.
Listening to your enthusiasm and your future prospects for our youth is very inspiring. And personally, me, who's about to enter my 30s, I think this is a great opportunity for me to like really open my eyes. So I think it's a very good thing that you have opened your channel for this. Well, your passion for empowering the youth, especially for our Naga brothers and sisters, it shines through in all of your videos. You're like a supportive big sister encouraging us to dream bigger. So how can we shift our mindset to seize opportunities beyond the conventional path of government jobs and create our own success stories?
Yeah, I think this is going to be long. I thought about it. This is one of my main focus. I think we are like the first, second generations where we are not fully dependent on the production of, the fields or from our own gardens, because our parents' generation, they all got more or less government jobs if they studied. And so jobs were plenty. And there were less people who just wanted to work or they were not aware back then. But then I think that has changed because we have less jobs, more people, because we are all getting more educated. Everyone wants to be competitive. I think we are becoming smarter. And so I think what I want to tell, first of all, to young parents or parents in general, or to also the Naga society, is that we should understand that there is life beyond government job. And government job is not for everyone. I think I gave one time NPSC, one time UPSC without studying anything, just because I was forced to study and to write for exam, but I never really wanted to be in that. And that is one focus why I want to say that, like if you manifest and if you work hard, there is life and work beyond government job. So I think we should move away from this security mindset, what we have, like government job is secure, right? I think we have to move away from that and move to what we call it like a growth mindset. And how do you achieve that? You achieve that with acquiring different kind of skills. And these days you have so many YouTube tutorials. You can surround yourself with experienced people. And when you have that kind of skills, I'm telling you this, you will create a lot of multiple incomes. I am doing that slowly. I'm proud of myself now, but I was never confident like this back then. And so I want to encourage the youth that if you want to do something, take the plunge. Don't wait until you're 40 or 50. Start now.
I think that many youths listening to this will be, yes, this is an interview that my mother or my father should listen to move beyond our little perspective to a broader one. As a seasoned traveler, you have had the opportunity to explore diverse cultures and landscapes. The adage, the world is a book and those who do not travel read only one page, resonates deeply. So what insights have you gained from your travels and what key takeaway would you recommend for leading a fulfilling life?
First of all, a fulfilling life is, I think, overrated. But what I've learned is that when I lived abroad or the last 8 years, it has helped me being even more adaptable. I think as Nagas, when we go out of Nagaland, we really become resilient and adaptable because we have to. But I think even living abroad with a different language really made me more resilient. It made me also more insecure, but I think that helped in the long run. And it helped me being more open and also gave me, I think, humility. I think there's no right way to live, I think. What I can tell you from my experience or take away is that stay curious. I'm 40 and I'm just starting now. So you say you're in your 30s and life just got started for you and you're doing a great job. So I think we underestimate when we say curious. Like I have been curious since the day I stepped in another world. You shouldn't stop learning. I learned marketing 2 years back. I took a 9-month course. Thanks to German government, they paid my entire course. And after that, I was directly hired by this employer and we help companies grow. And so you can't say you are 38, 39 and, you have to stop living. I just started, so you have to step outside your comfort zone and say, I don't care what you say. I don't care what my parents say. I'm going to open a YouTube channel, which I did. And it was very embarrassing in the beginning, but I didn't care. And I feel like, I'm slowly reaching what I aimed for. And so step out of your comfort zone, because I think if you're too comfortable, I think you're not doing it right, maybe for most people. And so I stepped out of it. And so I listened to a lot of podcasts, especially entrepreneurship, a better life, finance videos. And what I heard from a 65-year-old millionaire, she was interviewed by a guy, and she said that I'm 65 and I just started living. And really, and I thought, like, I'm just 40. What am I doing? I'm never going to stop.
Thank you so much for your words of encouragement to all of us. So, with that, can you please say something in German and give that English interpretation?
Okay, that's very random. I can introduce myself. Ich heiße Onen. Ich komme aus Indien. Ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen, aber ich will noch weiter lernen. Ja, ich muss leider Nagelen verlassen, aber ich komme noch immer wieder. So that means I'm Onen. What did I say? I come from India. I have to unfortunately leave Nagelen, but I will always come back.
Danke. Okay. Well, financial stability for women remains a pressing concern, particularly in our state, often due to limited access to education or other factors. So how can we emphasize the importance of financial independence for women and encourage proactive steps towards achieving it?
That's a great question, and I like it because I keep talking about that in my channel. I think financial security means freedom of choice. So when you have more security financially, you have a lot of choice. Right? You have a lot of choices and you become more confident. You'll see that when you hit your 35 or your 40s, hopefully that now that there's more awareness, I think I also read some schools are teaching that as well. So I'm happy to hear that, but I think we still lack financial awareness, especially women. So last time I made a video about women investing, but I think that one has the least views, unfortunately. So, that already shows that we are still lagging behind. But that being said, I already told you that from an early age, I learned that from my mom to be financially aware, to be good with your money. If we do that now, maybe our generations will benefit a lot. What amazes me is that it's so difficult for people to save 5 to 10% of their income every month. I see people even around me, they're living paycheck by paycheck, and it's saddening because imagine if you don't have any emergency funding, if you have to go to hospital and you have to borrow from other people. So these are the things that I bring up in my channel. So I think women in particular, I think they have to start looking up about investment. Even if you earn 1,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees, just think of putting 5 to 10% somewhere else so you cannot or nobody can touch. And I think that is the first step to financial security. That's why I keep talking about mutual funds, which I have started doing myself. All my families are doing that. My mom has been doing that, just that she didn't know that she was doing mutual funds, but she was doing it, building houses one after the other. And I was quite amazed. And to be honest, she started one mutual fund last 2 weeks for 10 years. And I was amazed by, how positive she is, And so I will never stop that. And I always keep telling women to invest more. And internet is one click away from making you financially free. How do you do that? Go to Google and start how do I invest myself? How do I become financially free in India? Do something like that. Or go to your nearest bank, ask them, I want to save maybe 100 rupees or 500 rupees every month. How should I do it? Or check my channel. Yeah. So if you do that, I'm not saying I've achieved my goal. I don't even know what my goal is, but I'm very happy where it's going. So I want to bring that awareness, especially to Naga women.
Well, it sounds cliche every time someone says be financially independent. Yet, unless we have an external push or someone like you who is actually doing it says to do it, we don't get that urge. So thank you so much for encouraging us with your words again. Well, you have often encouraged young individuals to consider opportunities within other states or abroad for professional growth and skill development. So how crucial is this experience for personal and career development, especially when faced with the natural inclination to stay within comfort zones?
I think Nagas are just too comfortable. I mean, I know that there are limitations because when we go outside of the state, we are scared of a lot of things. Our parents are scared. Maybe, they'll be beaten up on the streets. There are cases like that, unfortunately. But I think we should realize that most people will not get a government job. And I'm not saying this to discourage. You can look for a government job, as I said. You can try your best, but you can still save a few hundred rupees every month. You can also still try to maybe learn skills, because see, if most of the people go for exams, but a lot will not get through, and then you would have lost already 5 to 10 years of your time, then what will you do? So if you have saved a little bit of money, maybe you can start a business, or then you can learn some skills through that and go somewhere else, or work. That's why I tell you, I'm not against government job, to be clear. It's just that you should diversify. That's what I'm saying with your talents. When you go abroad, I think you grow faster. I did. You grow personally and professionally, but I think it's only when you go out of your comfort zone that you will know that. So sitting here, you will not get that experience. And so I'm thankful for that. You learn a lot of skills. You interact with people from different backgrounds, and knowingly or unknowingly, it makes you grow. It makes you grow financially, because if you're surrounded by people who are hardworking, who have good jobs, then you tend to become one, even without knowing. And so I think it's important to surround yourself with people like that. And if it becomes uncomfortable, and when you still get through that, it will build confidence. It will build independence for you. So I know that most people, they can't afford to be in the comfort zone anymore. And so in my channel, I also talk about taking skills. There are some skill centers in Dimapur where you can, through those centers, go to Japan or Germany. I'm sure you're aware of that. So I keep talking about that as well, because I think our unemployed youths in Nagaland are growing more and more. And so I think you should just take the chance, and step away from, the comfort of your home and try that. And maybe in 5 years, you'll thank me.
Well, you are known by the environment you are in, so I think it is high time that we come out of our shell and explore to get the test of sunlight on our faces. Well, the fear of uncertainty, it often holds us back from exploring our full potential. So what advice would you offer to overcome this fear and take bold steps towards realizing one's aspirations, much like Moana's courageous journey?
That's a great question. I think fear is normal. You have it. I have it. I have it at this very moment as I speak to you. I fear every day, but it doesn't mean that it should defeat us. So if you have fear, it's totally normal, but don't let it stop you, right? Despite the fear, go on. Try to take it. And I think if you say, I'm scared, and that's it. It's just an excuse. So fear is an excuse if you don't act. So act on it despite the fear. That's one thing. And if you want to start something, start small. Be it opening a shop, or be it opening a channel, or anything, you have to start small. If you fear, especially. And you can just take one step at a time. Trust yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. I think that's the most important thing. You have to believe in yourself that you can do this, because only when you manifest and say, I can do this, then only it will come true. So just like Moana said, courage comes after you begin the journey, not before.
Thank you so much. Well, you have given a very positive perspective on a negative word as fear. Could you share your experiences living in Germany? Like, what's one aspect of your homeland that you miss the most while residing there? Additionally, how has your time in Germany influenced your personal growth and perspective?
I think that's always what I want to answer. I miss home a lot. And it's quite lonely sometimes, but I have amazing friends. I have an amazing husband and my kid. I have a daughter, but I miss home food. I miss my family. And I think I never intended to leave Nagaland like that. I wanted to come and work here. I guess, unfortunately, it didn't work, but we can talk about that later. But I miss food. I miss the chaos. I miss the loud sometimes. The familiarity. And obviously, when you are born and brought up here, those things never leave you. But one of the things that I've learned in Germany, or what I learned from the people, is that I've learned to be very organized, to be humble, to be patient, to be very precise. Germans are very precise. And I'm still learning that through my job and through my people, family around me in Germany. And so learning all of these has made me quite humble. I would say, because when I left, I thought, oh yeah, I have this doctorate, now I can do anything. But when you go there, you know that everyone has already achieved something. They already have financial independence. They already have everything what we don't have. So it really makes you humble. It makes you independent. And I think the most important thing is that it has really made me patient, especially being a mom abroad and bringing up a kid alone. That really challenged me. But I think so far, I have only positive things to say from my German story.
Well, as Taylor Swift says in her song, home is where the heart is. So wherever your heart is, that is home. And thank you for sharing your stories. I think it is very true. We tend to think that we have achieved so much or we have done so much in life, but when we go out and when we meet people, that is when we know nothing. And to our listeners, I would like to say this, that she has a very beautiful daughter. Her name is Aura. Well, I would also like you to answer this question, this is from a very personal note. How can parents who struggle to accept their children's decision to work in other states of our country or even abroad overcome their fears and misconceptions about the outside world? Sharing from your personal experiences, how did your parents navigate similar concerns, and what advice would you offer to help other parents embrace their children's choices with more openness and trust?
I think that's one of the most amazing questions so far, because it's personal, so I'll go personal. When I told my parents that I want to get married to this guy from Germany, my mom was shocked. My dad was not. I think he's more open-minded, but my mom was heartbroken because we are very close and I'm more like her. My other siblings are a bit more introvert. I'm the more extrovert and she is like that. So she was quite heartbroken. And I think she didn't care about what I will do there because she knew that I would find a way. I was working in Jubilee Memorial College already for over 2 years when I was getting married. Well, that was a private job. And I was looking or trying to write a government job when I said, okay, I'm leaving India and living with my husband. So of course that came as a shock. And it took some years for them to realize that, I could grow, get back again and build a future there and still be financially independent. So I want to tell parents to trust in themselves and trust your children. I feel more or less it's like a taboo when you say, if you don't have a government job, you don't get that, then you have nothing or you're nothing. So I want the parents' generation to know that there is life beyond government job. If you see potential in your kids, talk to the people who already have experience going abroad, seek them, talk to them, they can talk to me, they can call me, and let them go. They'll always come back to you. But we Nagas are too comfortable being fed by the government. We always blame the government, but we don't act on it. And we are so dependent. So I want to tell our parents to give a chance to our younger generation and just send them away happily. And maybe they will grow faster than you think. They will be financially independent and also career-wise, I think, in the end, be good for everyone. And I think that concept we should change.
I just want you again to say let them go, don't be scared in our own dialect.
Tungaza tungawamion zkang ya tungali chansa kyang la nurli chansa kyang aki woman to choko tungano wamir la zkang.
So parents, please zakangao. Don't be scared. Thank you so much. Well, your passion for empowering others is truly commendable, and it's been a pleasure conversing with you as well. So as we conclude, is there a final message or insight you'd like to share with our audience that could inspire or benefit them?
I think I've told enough, but I can't stop saying this. Don't limit yourself. Trust yourself. If you want to start something, go for it. If you want to become someone, manifest. If you want to become that person, go ask him or her and say, okay, I want to learn from you. If you want to be financially free, look for podcasts. I did that myself and I think it has been quite helpful. So surround yourself with the people you want to become. I think that's what I can say because it has benefited me a lot in the last 2 years, listening to podcasts, reading books, surrounding with people who have good jobs, who are doing well in their life, amazing friends. So do that, be positive. I want to say this in the end, your background doesn't define you, your actions do. So that is, I think, the end for today. Thank you.
Well, Uya, I do want to learn from you, and I believe most of us will after listening to this conversation. So to our listeners, please don't forget to check out her YouTube channel, Dr. Onen, to get more insights because she genuinely loves and cares for us all. We have had a truly enlightening conversation with Dr. Onen, and her words of encouragement, drawn from personal experiences, have been both inspiring and engaging. So we are confident that our audience will find her insights equally impactful and thought-provoking. This is Akashwani Mokokchung.